Welcome back to Hockey Canada's Rule of the Week, where each week we take a rule from the Hockey Canada rulebook and break it down for our officials, our coaches, and their players so that they can better understand the rule and how it's applied in a game situation. January 22nd is Bell Let's Talk Day. So this week we're going to talk a little bit about mental health and officials. Stay tuned. So today we're going to talk a little bit about mental health, and I apologize if I'm rambling. I didn't prepare any notes for this, despite the fact that it is not the last video of the season. It is the last one I filmed because I spent a lot of time thinking about what I wanted to say here. And so I apologize if I'm rambling just a little bit. First and foremost, professionally, outside of officiating hockey and doing these videos, I'm a mental health practitioner. Have been one for over 20 years, and I've had the experience of people sharing their stories with me over that time. Some of them really positive, and some of them, of course, heartbreaking. But besides that, I'm also someone who's had struggles with my own mental health. So I was diagnosed a number of years ago with anxiety and depression, for which I take medication. And I used to feel really embarrassed about that, ashamed about that. Like, why couldn't I just shake it off? I mean, I do this for a living. I'm supposed to be driving the bus. Why can't I shake this? And it took a long time to realize that, this is about chemicals in the brain and lots of stuff going on and lots of factors. And it wasn't any kind of symbol of weakness. And it's only when I started talking to other people and about my own experience that people really opened up and started talking to me about their own experiences. And that was quite empowering in a lot of ways, especially in the officiating world, because I find hockey is one of those last places where you can't really talk openly about mental health. We're not quite there yet. And in fact, for a rule of the week, if there's a rule I can ask you to break, it's that we need to break some of that stigma around talking about mental health, even in officiating, because it is a tough job and you do get yelled at and not all games go well and you question yourself and you wonder if there's something that you're doing wrong and why are other people better at this, and your brain just kind of gives you all of these messages. The fact is, your brain is better at beating you up than any person ever could be. And what bothers me, even after 30 years of doing this and struggling at times with my own mental health while officiating games, before games, being really nervous, or during games or after games, kind of kicking myself, is that it's quite a common thing. I think a lot of people experience that, but not talking about it doesn't make things better. In fact, it often makes things worse. So what I'm asking for officials today, particularly senior officials, is if you notice your colleagues struggling, ask them how they're doing, what's going on. And if you are someone who's struggling, please reach out for help, whether it's through an officiating colleague or a friend or a family member, someone that you can trust, a mental health professional. Sometimes things get really bad and people start moving to an area where they think about suicide. And if that happens, please reach out to the National Suicide Helpline, which is on the screen right now, 988. Those folks will be happy to help you and assist you in any way they can to make sure you're connected to people. I'm sure those around you would be very happy if you did that as well. If you're just struggling with a mental health issue that isn't suicide related, there are lots of mental health crisis centers available, lots of mental health resources that are available in your communities. Please don't hesitate to reach out to them or talk to someone who can connect you to those resources to get the help that you need. A final point about all of this. This season, I started offering a mental health course for officials that I deliver nationally on Zoom. I'm going to deliver another session of this on February the 3rd, Monday, February the 3rd at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. I would encourage you, if you're interested, to register for it. It is absolutely 100% free. You can register anywhere across Canada. There is no trick or gimmick to this. I'm not going to try to sell you a timeshare. The focus really is on improving mental health, and it's one way that I can give back to the program. So we're going to talk a little bit about how the brain can work or help you, as well as give you some tips around how you can help manage some anxiety that you might feel when you're on the ice. If you're not an official and you'd like to register anyway, that's okay. Please, the more the merrier. We'd love to have you. Just send an email to the email address that you see below, and I will register you for the course. Like I said, 100% free of charge, and happy to offer it to anyone who might be interested, who would like to learn more about this, or someone who thinks they can benefit from this in any way. Until next week, have a safe, wonderful, and hopefully mentally healthy week. We'll see you back here real soon. All the best.